Okay guys, this is Lavignia part 2, and I did the first 4 chords, just talked about how the melody came to be. You've had a chance to look at the chart by now. So let me talk about where I went from there and what I was thinking, because I went from the D major 7 to the G minor 7 to the B minor 7 to that A flat major 7 sharp 11, and I picked this voicing specifically. You could play this voicing, which is basically B flat over A flat, or you could play the major 7 sharp 11 like this. But this one sounds a little angular to me, where this is more opening. It's the same tonality to it, but I like the spread out fifths. Now, you know, if you look at this chord, there is actually an E flat in there, an E flat major 9. So there's a lot of continuity in the E flat, A flat, major 7 with the flat 5 or the sharp 11, however you want to call it. But in any case, after that chord, I wanted to go somewhere with the melody, and I had the melody pretty much, you know. Then it was clear I was going to go to this. That I already had, but I didn't know what chord to go to. I could have gone to F. It seemed logical to try C. And even the C is, it's not like special really, but it's a nice resolution. So I'm going from this, and it seemed to be the right resolution. Also, that C major 7 does have the sharp 11. So there is a continuity in the fact that that F sharp pops up again. And I've talked about this in other videos about Jobim tunes or standards, that the composers always have a common tone. Now whether it's deliberate or it's just intuitive that the composer goes, well, that's the sound that it's revolving around. In my case, I think it was more or less deliberate from the sense that I heard it that way. I didn't specifically say it has to be a C major 7 sharp 11, but it wanted to be that. It told me the melody that sound had to be prevalent. So there are specific notes that are constant notes that you could play over these chord progressions. But I want to go into the C major 7, and it took me a while to really decide to make that C major 7. And I, you know, specifically, now that's a 4-bar or 4-measure section, and it's a repeated phrase. It's the first time in the tune that you're not having key changes or chord changes every bar. So I wanted that to build. Now the next thing I did is I went to just this A major 7 sharp 11. But I wanted to have this sound in the melody. I play that chord, you can hear. So it's a nice motif. It's the same motif. When I do the chord melody, I'll do a separate thing on the chord melody, but I use this voicing because it's got the melody note on top. And that just seemed to fit quite well. So that's where I went from there. So basically I had the C major 7 for 4 bars. I believe on the recording I played this, the very first recording with Joe. I'd have to go back and listen to it, and maybe somebody has a copy that I can check that out. Anyway, from there I went to the next section, which was another series of melodies moving upwards, but there was a constant chord. And that just led me, for whatever reason, to an E minor 7. There's a you know, that's a logical change. It comes from the fact that this chord, A major 7 sharp 11, is really E major 7. So I'm going from E major to E minor. E minor, actually, what I did there is I had a melody already in mind. It just kind of fell into place after this C melody, which is... right to the B, then I moved up. And that repeats. Diatonically there. Now you could think of that as being E minor. Now what is that? That would be your Dorian sound, because some of you guys might look at this modally. And like I said in the other video, I've had students play this tune and look at it in modes. And you can to a degree do that, but you've got to be very aware of the notes that are in the chords more than what the notes are in the mode. That essentially just follows D major again. So I went back to my original key with the first chord was. I'm going to leave it there. The next video is going to talk about what I did to get away from the E minor and go to the key change, which is an interesting thing as well. And there's one section that I will allude to the fact that I did see a chord progression, just 3 chords from somebody else's tune, and I went, I like that. I'm going to take that. And I'll fill you in on that in the next video.